Welcome back to Fire to Fork. Now, a couple of days ago, I saw something on Facebook, and I don't really go on Facebook very much, but I saw a guy selling prawns straight off the fishing boat. I thought, this is too good to be true. I've always thought there's so much fishing around Broome, because we don't have a good port and there's not sort of a distribution channel, we don't get access to it. It all goes down to the Pilbara. No, I'm really sorry, I've lost my voice. This pain in the ass was chasing a bird down the beach, and I yelled at him really loudly, and now I can't talk properly. So anyway, I went down yesterday morning and I picked up a 5 kilo box of prawns, and they look bloody great. I'll cut to the clip now. Alright, there you go. Box for Harry. 9 12.
Too easy, mate.
Cheers, mate. So I thought, why not come down to the beach and cook them up right here? Do the old throw a shrimp on the barbie, except we call them prawns, as you can probably tell. Yeah, it was a good ad. All right, you guys are probably sick of seeing me do this, but I'm gonna set my awning up. And once again, I'm not happy with my shade position, so do a bit of a switcheroo. That's a bit better. All right, since the last video, what's new? Well, I announced last week that I'm writing a book, so that's coming out. My headphones are falling off my camera. That's new. Actually, it's not that new. The camera itself is new, so hopefully this time I get a full length recording out of this. And oh, my phone's playing in my pocket. Something, a like a version. Huh. Hopefully that doesn't get me demonetized. So nothing ever goes to plan in these things, but I love it. As usual, first things first, let's make a barbecue or a fire. So while we're waiting for this to do its thing and get warm, which is doing quite quickly because of all this wind, I might as well get the prep started. So the prep for this, we're going to make a garlic emulsion. So I'll show you how that works. So what I've got here is some garlic, some olive oil, some salt and pepper, and some chillies. The chillies are optional, the other stuff is not. So what I'm going to do is just get my garlic. The easiest way to get garlic out of its skin is to crush it, and probably half a clove. Sorry, half a bulb, not half a clove. Half a clove will be woefully inadequate. Okay, I use a garlic crusher because it makes my life a hell of a lot easier. If you don't have one, dice up your garlic as small as you can with a knife. The more time you spend with a knife, the less time you will have to spend doing the next stage. And trust me, it's a lot easier with a knife. Crushing these into a mortar and pestle. Okay, happy with that. Next, I like to get a few chilies. Now this is optional, I just like a bit of heat. So once again, the smaller you cut them, then easier it makes your life later on. Now we add a whole bunch of salt to this. The coarser the salt, the better, because it kind of adds to the abrasive impact of it, which is good. A little bit of pepper, again, nice and coarse. Good slug of olive oil. And this is the sort of ratio you're after. So about, I don't know, 2/3 olive oil, 1/3 garlic. And then get your mortar and pestle and just crush it up. Now this is essential, you can't do this in a blender. You need to use a mortar and pestle to make a good garlic emulsion. It needs to combine. It's not garlicky oil, it's garlic emulsion. You'll also notice that I'm using a little wooden mortar and pestle, much better than a stone one for on the road. I don't even know where this one came from. It's just in our drawer. I replaced it with a nice big stone one for the bench top at home. And I just use this for when we're traveling because it doesn't crack and isn't heavy and all that kind of stuff, but it does make this sort of stuff really easy. Okay, it's probably ready. Now you notice I didn't put the chili in, you put the chili in afterwards. So it should just smell insanely garlicky. I put the chili in afterwards because it makes my life a lot easier, not having to crush the garlic in with the chili in there, because the chili is not a great sort of, it's not very abrasive. It doesn't help. I then crush the chili in a little bit, and that is our garlic emulsion. Right, next step is to get these prawns ready. Now these things are monsters. Check this out. I've got normal size hands. These things are huge. Look at that. Oh, I can't hold my can sideways, but look at that. Absolute monsters. So these are banana prawns. The size is a 9-12. 9-12 means there are between 9 and 12 prawns per pound. The smaller the number, the bigger the prawns. Now, I love to keep the legs on these guys. So the best way to do that is when you cut them across the back with the shell on, and I leave the shell and the legs on. Now you can pull the shell off while leaving the legs on, but I find it really difficult and I lose half the legs, so I like to just leave the shell on while it cooks. You pull the crap out of it, which is this green stuff. Lovely. Look, some people are really anal and want the prawn to be clean. You can eat the crap in that. It's fine. Your average prawn, your average cooked prawn that you're going to get served at, a pub or buy from the supermarket has all that in it, and there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, if you want to be pedantic, which I do, I actually want these prawns butterflied too, so that's why I'm doing it. But I would happily eat a prawn with the crap in it. Actually tastes pretty good, weirdly. I know, it's weird. If you are absolutely anal as well, you can go and wash it in seawater, but I would not recommend washing it in fresh water. You lose that flavour. Anyway, I'll get on with these. All right, done. So now it's time to cook the bloody things. What I'm going to do first is take a little bit of this garlic emulsion and just put it into something else. Shameless plug for my cups. Because we're going to use that something else. But I need it with a little bit of extra olive oil in there. I need it to not be covered in raw prawn, basically. So this is all going to get covered in raw prawn, and that is separate. So what we do now is I just like to get bottom of the prawn and just give it a little bit of a tickle in there, and then chuck it on the heat. And spread it out. It's a bit tricky. It's not a perfect science. Basically I'm trying to get some on the bottom and spread it. Okay, now on the top I'm going to do a bit of a line of garlic emulsion just before we flip them. So we'll let them cook for a little bit, then we'll do the garlic emulsion. Okay, a little bit in the backs here. Beautiful. Let that cook for a bit. Actually, while I'm doing that, I might just get out this bit of bread. And that is what I'm going to use this for. I happen to have a little paintbrush, but if you don't, just use a spoon or something, that's fine. And that is garlic bread. Beautiful. Just putting those in the cooler parts of the fire pit because they're going to cook a little bit faster than the prawns. All right, so as you start to see them get pink on one side, that's when you flip them. Okay, so I'm going to flip these guys upside down now. Not sure if you can see that. And that is going to cook that beautiful garlic emulsion in. I'm not doing this on a super high heat. Oh, smell is amazing, honestly. You can't imagine how good this smells. Well, I'm sure you can imagine, but yeah, it smells that good. That. Bloody delicious. And you see these crispy little legs? Just here? Those are incredible. Okay, given the area a bit of a clean up, and I think we're ready to grab these bloody prawns. Let's do it. Oh, I'll get a close up for you. Woo! Okay. As you can probably tell, I haven't got filming by myself down to a fine art. Oh. So just peel the skin off. Oh, that one doesn't have any bloody legs. It's fallen off. They're falling off. Okay. Chuck that in the fire and eat that. Oh. Bit of garlic bread. Bloody perfection. Now, ordinarily, squares of lemon would go perfectly. Just didn't bring any. It's been a while since I forgot something important as an ingredient. So overall, I think I'm doing well, but still stupid I didn't bring lemon. It's super garlicky, nice bit of spice, but more than anything, it's really tender, and you get that sort of charred caramelization. Oh, the legs. They are honestly the highlight of the whole meal. They're beautiful and crunchy and crisp, not at all chewy, and they're such an overlooked part. Oh, this is a bloody seafood feast. It's not actually that big of a meal, but a few prawns. Anyway, it's a feast for me. Thanks so much for watching. If you liked it, plenty more to watch. If you didn't, hit the thumbs down button twice. If you want to support me, we've got some merch down below. Also, just, all those links to things there. What most YouTubers don't tell you is that they do get a small cut. I get tiny amounts of money, but it all helps. So, keeps me going. And thanks for watching. Cheers.